this person that I'm hearing is love, this person that I'm hearing, you know, is embracing everyone. Why would this person allow me to deal with this physical trauma, this emotional trauma, this spiritual trauma? And so that really made me realize that the version of whatever higher power I was being taught was not, like, that was not who it is. Like, there's no way possible. Like, the higher power that I believe in does not believe in inflicting harm on individuals because of who they inertly are, the space they come in, and who they choose to be attracted to. And so that really jump-started me on wanting to find a spiritual home. And I kind of say that I tried everything. I went to Baptist, missionary Baptist, Kojic, apostolic, and remarkably, you know, I want to say that my experience is unique, but I found refuge within the Muslim faith at a very, very awkward and just like random time in my spiritual journey. And I really remember being on the street, just like walking, and there was a Muslim man that was always at the train station every single day that I saw. And I remember it clear as day, him seeing me and saying that there is room in this house, there is room in Allah's temple for you and all of you. And at first I was kind of like, wait, is the earth quaking? Like, is something going on? But it was so beautiful to be a part of that fellowship of believers, of Muslim believers that, you know, really were able to embrace me and support me and uplift me and really dispel for me some of the biases and prejudices that I had around Islam. And there's still lots of work within the Islamic faith to be done, to be very inclusive and welcoming and affirming. But I always tell individuals that just like there are a wide spectrum of Christianity where you have conservative Christians, liberal Christians, it's the same thing with the Islamic faith. And so my Islamic faith has really anchored me. It's really supported me. It's really helped me embrace who I am unapologetically and be of service to others in a way that I never thought that I could possibly be.
Jared, we had the chance to speak before the program, and you shared that you were not here in Orlando during the time of the Pulse tragedy, but came later into the year into a city that was wounded. I wonder if you could share about how that was for you, and how does your faith, your belief system support the work that you're doing in the community here?
Thank you, Stephanie. So, correct. I arrived in Orlando in 2016, November 2016. So it was a few months after the tragedy. So I came into a city that was open to change. It was open to heal, and it was open to be together. And that togetherness meant everybody's included. That's how I felt it. And when it comes to how my faith, until today, we were talking earlier that my view of my spirituality, it's very eclectic. It's non-denominational, but I do believe in the energy. It's an energy. To me, what God is, what every name you give it, it's an energy that we all have the capacity to take with us and to share with others. And that comes very close to our humanity. It's our humanity. We share those values. And I don't need to put a name to it. Although a lot of people think I'm a Buddhist, when they speak to me or because I'm like bald. But I'm not. I'm just, I recognize that the time when I got out of the bubble, I grew up Roman Catholic. So when I got out of the bubble and I started learning about all of the other faiths and how different countries view the same exact thing, they just have different names, but it was the exact same thing. It allowed me not only to see the beauty of all of these faiths and beliefs, but to actually see, validate, and listen to what every other religion has to say. And that also allowed me to understand that that syncretism, that share of beliefs, it's present in every human being. So that's what I see. Whenever I see someone who's religious, I just see an energy. It's an energy that they want to be better, and they want to help others be better. And we all have that energy, and that's the energy I felt when I got here to Orlando. It was the energy of a community that wanted to change. But for that to change, we had to break ourselves. That's the only way I've learned that we can change, when we allow ourselves to feel the pain, to lean into the pain, and to break ourselves. That's the only way we can understand what we're all going through in their shoes.
Thank you, Jared. Kelly, I wonder if you could share about your perspective, and one of the things that's important when we have discussions about faith is including non-faith and thought views and worldviews. And so we want to make space for that voice and that perspective, and if you'd be willing to share how you got to that place in your journey.
Sure. Well, I want to start off by saying, we all know about the gay closet or the LGBT closet, but there's definitely an atheist closet too. So many of you out there who know me may not know that about me. I don't hide it, but it's not something I generally lead with, because I'm sure many of you who know me, you're thinking, wait, what? She's an atheist, but she's such a nice person, or she does this, or I thought she had values. We get that a lot, and we do. So I am, an atheist just means I don't believe in God, but I'm a humanist, and I believe in people. I believe in all of you and the power you have to do good things, great things, and we all have the power to do not so great things too. And so I love hearing what Jared was talking about, about the energy to do good, and I'm going to take that with me, because sometimes I get frustrated as a non-believer or an atheist that I go to a space and it's all Christian or it's all religious and not church. I go to other spaces where I would think that wouldn't happen, and so I really like that perspective, and I'm going to take that with me. So I've been one for many, many years. I will not give you the whole story, but I was at a Christian retreat camp back in early 2003, learning how to be a better disciple in Christ, and I had an epiphany, and I realized that I didn't believe in any of it. I was before that I was raised as a Mormon, so I come from the Mormons and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So we don't need to go into all of that, but that's where I come from, and I really do believe in people. That's my thing.
I'd like to open up for the panel to, Jarek has something burning to say.
Right, no, I just want to share about what you just mentioned. Like, yes, I believe that nobody owns this energy, right? So to me, no religion has the right? Everybody has this inherently in themselves. They just call it differently, but we all can do that.
And it's very fun because I've known him almost since you got here, and we'd never had that conversation before. So it took this panel, thank you all, for us to share that with each other.
We hope that you will have conversations in your friend circles, in your faith communities, in your thought communities. I'd like to open up for anybody on the panel who would like to share. What is your experience and perception of how the religious community, faith community in Central Florida responded to Pulse?
It wasn't very pretty in some of the.
Yeah, in some spaces it wasn't very pretty. For myself, I strayed away from church for a good year, just trying to deal with the trauma that I had experienced. I lost all of my hair. I had like literally patches of hair coming out, and the trauma really took on a whole nother form in my body, and there were different things going on health-wise that I just needed to get together and mentally get myself back to a place. And I really thank God for my mother and my friends and family that realized that even though I was the strong friend, that they decided to check on me when I needed it, because I needed it a lot more than I even knew. And it allowed me to start being present in how I feel. When people ask you, oh, how are you doing? They were surprised some days when I told them, I'm not doing too good today. I'm just not feeling it, you know. But when I did go back to church, and I'm a member of New Covenant Baptist Church of Orlando on Rio Grande. You can come and join us. But I had to remember that the things that I was hearing and the things that had been said didn't come from my pulpit. Didn't come from the pulpit of the church that I reside in. And when I came back to church, to see people saying, where you been, baby? We miss you, we love you. It's that sense of community that allowed me to free myself from all of those bondages and chains that were really holding me from this incident that I didn't even realize. And it was because of my faith throughout those next 3 years and being able to talk to different people and get things off my chest, and because of community, that I was able to get out of those dark spaces and to get out of that anger that I was feeling at the time. And after that, I realized now that I've gotten to this place, I need to maintain this place. So
that years later, we're in a better place than we were before. We're having conversations that we never had before. We're more welcoming, more affirming, more inviting. And I think that's the beauty of it all, is that from something so painful and something so tragic, it really created movement in such a phenomenal and transformational way.
Thank you, Daniel. We could continue this all evening, but we'd like to make space, and what a beautiful transition that was, into our next conversation, which is really about where do we go from here? What can faith communities do to support the LGBTQ community? And what's next for Orlando? So I want to thank our panelists, the folks who offered their stories. If we could give them one more big hand. Thank you, Fred.
Because tonight, no, you can still exit the stage. You're good. You're good. Give us all permission to have these. We're thinking about these conversations as they've stirred something in you. I hope you heard something in that panel that you resonated with.